Hey, what's up? Dilio T2K here with another video. This is just a vlog and a story. The purpose of this video is to document what happened to me today. Over the last 2 days, I'm going to document some closure I had and about a story that's happened in 15 years. I just want to get it down, and hopefully that the story will inspire somebody, which is the purpose of this video, but also to document it for my own history's sake. And you know, it's uh it's 1:37 in the morning, and basically my mind was blown. So here we go. All right, so y'all know I make R&B music, stuff like that, sometimes and stuff like that. And I came up in a time about the late '90s, mid '90s when I started paying attention to singers, and I started to pay attention to um, artists at the time. '96 is when I got my first personal keyboard of my own. I was making music before 1996, but that's when I first had my own first keyboard, and I started paying attention to what I heard. So I think my sister must have had the single of Long Time No See, which was by Chico Debarge, and you know, zip, took it, and I was immediately hooked by it. I was like, okay, this is how R&B is, and he was singing about relationships and stuff like that, and I was like, okay, and I'm a kid in high school, beginning high school, and learning about that and R&B songs, and when you're around high school age, you start to understand what the songs mean. You know what I'm saying? And give or take, depending on where you at. And I was a geek kind of nerd, kind of not really back then. Um, so basically to say, if there were any songs that I started to learn outside of like some old rap songs from back in the day, it was a song by Chico Debarge, which y'all know who has part of the Debarge family, been making music forever. All right. I was 1996, 97, got the album Long Time No See. The soundtrack of my life in Flint, Michigan is based off of that CD, basically. And I've always studied it, learned the lyrics. Um, that was like one of the first CDs I could just play all the way through, and and there was a lot of relevant things happened to me in my life at the time, and so that's 1996, 1997. So fast forward to 2014 in June. 2 days ago, I was getting ready to go to work in the afternoon, and I followed. I was always a fan, but I've always studied his music and I studied his production too, because I always liked the sound. And I saw a post like, oh yeah, Chico Debarge is performing along with Chrisette Michelle at Center Stage in Atlanta, Georgia. Which is a nice venue. I don't think I've ever performed there, which is interesting because I have friends who have performed there at different events, but I've never performed there, and hopefully that can change one day somehow, some kind of way. Um, and I didn't even think twice. I said, and I don't buy concert tickets. I don't go to concerts. And as something happened, something made me just get that ticket. And so, boom, I'm ordering tickets. I'm looking at seats disappear. You know how the websites do. They try to make you think that all the seats are selling out, and all this stuff. So, I'm typing in, and boom, I got the ticket. That was Thursday morning. And then I'm like, oh my God, what did I just do? I just bought a ticket to a concert. I don't go to concerts, but I did anyway. So, fast forward Thursday. And I was like, and again, it's been a while because because finally when Chico finally got on social media, I was like, nah, I can follow this guy and see him. He's coming back to Atlanta. And then I guess for some reason I just find out, boom, he's here. So that's why I bought the ticket. And fast forward to yesterday. Um, I worked on my off day. I don't know why I do that, but I get my stuff together, and and I'm talking to my friends about it, and I'm telling them, how much means to me to see this guy finally live after following his music and that music for about 15 years approximately. You know what I'm saying? So I take the train out there. I kind of expected to show up late because honestly I thought that Chrisette Michelle was going to perform first and then Chico was going to perform. I really didn't know, and so I just took my time, and as I left the house, I mean, everything just started going on its own in action, and I got to the train, and I got there late. I got there about 8:30, 8:45, 9 o'clock, and the show wasn't started, and I walk in the center stage. I got my printed out ticket. Everybody else is dressed in a nine. I'm just in my street clothes 'cause I really didn't feel like dressing up. I've been dressed. I dress up at work all the time. I really didn't feel like dressing up, and I was really honestly there for the music, even though there was a lot of pretty things out there. It was, yeah, and I guess it's kind of awkward. I guess I'm kind of being a geek again about the music because I was really honestly there to see someone live who influenced my music so heavily for such a long time when it comes to my R&B stuff. And I sit there and I hear this guy sing, and boom, he's right there. I'm like, oh shoot, and it was awesome. It was an awesome experience. It's nice to sit down. I had to take off my engineering hat and not analyze the sound and not analyze the mix of the board and all this other stuff. But I still paid attention. I'm still looking at the board. Okay, oh, that's a Midas board over there in center stage. Okay, oh, that's the lighting board, and oh, they got these. But I was able to really enjoy his performance, stuff like that, and it was good to see him. You know what I'm saying? Because when I walked in, I was like, oh, they got the keyboard stand up. That's his keyboard he always plays on. So I was like, okay, so they haven't started yet, and he's about to go play, which is cool. So I'm singing along to the sets. I mean, I'll be honest with you, and I know I sound like a fanboy, but I was just singing along. You know what I'm saying? While the girls were screaming, I was just like, I was sitting in my chair and like I was playing the chords, and I was like, I wasn't all like screaming like, and again, it's kind of, it seems awkward for a guy to go see a guy at a concert unless you're a musician or artist yourself, and I guess you got to be an artist and musician to understand that. So I saw his set, and I know I'm about to run out of 10 minutes. So I saw a set, boom, and then I sit through a couple of songs of Chrisette Michelle, but I wasn't really happy with the mix. I really couldn't hear her. I really couldn't hear her. And I tried to keep an open mind, and she's a credible singer, but who I wanted to see, I saw. Um, nothing against her or anything like that, but really, I really couldn't hear up in there. It was really bad on the sound, in my opinion. And trust me, I've heard for a long time at the last job I was at about how bad and how great the sound is, and all in one place at one same time. But let me cut to the chase. Basically, after I stepped out of the main arena, I walked over to vinyl, and there's like this small punk band playing. I stood in there for a little bit, and I was like, dun, 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 and I was about, and then I headed outside. I saw a town car waiting to pick somebody up. I walked back out to West Peachtree Street. I looked to my right. Chico Debarge, like right there. I'm like, what the? And I was just checking my phone at the time, and I was like, I don't want to bother him because I didn't want to seem like awkward, like an awkward fan or nothing like that. And I said, screw it. And I said, hey, Chico. He was like, what's up, man? And then, after that, I just told him, how much I appreciated his music, how much of an influence it was, and, how his sounds influenced some of my sounds on my R&B kits that I designed. And, how long I've been listening to his music, stuff like that. And just, tell him if I could just have a fraction of an influence that he's had on music, I'll be happy, you know what I'm saying? And all this other stuff. And I just, I told him, I was like, yo, I'm not trying to, I do music myself. I'm an aspiring artist. I'm not trying to shout no music at you because I know that you probably get that a lot, and I just wanted to, he was real cool, you know what I'm saying? And shook his hand about 3 times. And that was an amazing experience because I never would have thought I would have met the person who I go to see a concert that has had that big an influence. You know what I'm saying? I don't go to concerts. I didn't even know I was going to a concert till the day before, and it paid off. I knew I would regret if I didn't say anything, say hello or something, and shake his hand. But and it was a really good experience. And I just want to encourage. Long story short, I just want to encourage you or anybody out there that who has influence out there that you can meet them. That if you keep doing your thing, and you never know what good could come out of things that you try out or things that you never done before. And my mind was blown. You know what I'm saying? I know for me as an artist and as an individual, my mind was blown, and I was really happy about that. So that's a long story short to 10 minutes. And I just wanted to share that story with those who maybe look for some information that would like to meet their influences one day, which you can. All right, well, this is Delio. I just wanted to get that out of my brain while it's fresh. It just happened. And I'm going to continue making music and doing my thing. All right, y'all. Peace.